Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author, The Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. And I want you guys to welcome Just a Girl, Janine from Just a Girl Talk channel. I have posted her. Am I showing up clearly for everyone? Okay, good. I have posted her link in the chat. So please show your support for her by going over and subscribing to her channel. So today we're going to have an awesome conversation just about the state of Black women overall. So everybody, please welcome Just a Girl Talk. Thank you so much for showing up to have a conversation with us today. You're unmuted. Can you hear me? We can't hear you. I've unmuted your mic. There we go. No, it keeps muting. Do us a favor and jump out and come back. I don't know if you all could hear her. I couldn't hear her at all. Can you all hear me? So as soon as she comes back, we'll have this conversation, because I've been wanting to have this conversation definitely. And I wanted to have it with her specifically. So how you guys doing? We're just going to give her a little bit of time. Okay, here we go.
Okay, can everybody hear me now?
We can hear you just fine, beautiful.
Hello, hi everybody. I'm so sorry. I don't know what just happened.
It's StreamYards, because on my end, and I'm thankful that it's only happening to me, my camera's not even really showing me. It's glitching in and out. Okay. So, you know, I think it's just StreamYards.
Okay, I can see you good. So I can see you.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But no, thank you for having me. I really appreciate you. I appreciate the opportunity. And I'm just super excited to have this conversation.
No, it's no problem. I specifically wanted to have this conversation with you about Black women's image overall. Mm-hmm. And the reason that I wanted to have this conversation with you specifically is because, and I kind of wanted to touch on this with you, when that whole statue in New York situation popped up, and everyone had their opinions about what that statue represented, whether or not it was a good representation, a bad representation, a truthful representation of Black women or not. A lot of women were like, no, it's okay. And I noticed that your opinion, because I saw a couple of TikTok videos of yours where you had to address, you know, the pushback that you received for having your opinion about that statue and what it represented in terms of Black women's images. And I kind of want you to just tell us about that. Like that, you'll give us, because I don't know if everybody's familiar with your stance on that subject matter. And then what was the nature of like the pushback that you received there?
Well, first I'll say that my stance was, I just felt like it was another way to, let me say this. Was it a true representation of how majority of Black women look? Yes, unfortunately. So that was not a dispute of that wasn't the reality of how majority of Black women carry themselves. But my problem is why, right? Like, why did that have to be how they portrayed us? And if people listen, I think if people have followed me or seen my videos go viral, they just have always had this hate for me. So whatever I would have said, they would have took it out of context anyway. But in the beginning of my video, I literally said, fat, Black, and ugly is what they think about us, right? So those aren't even really what I'm saying we are. That is what I believe that the others think of us, which is what made them create that statue, right? So it came with, and honestly, I had not been posting much on TikTok prior to that. So a lot of people had not seen me before that. So they were all like, you get a whole flock of more women coming in. They're all jumping on the bandwagon. We hate her too. So you had a whole influx of Black women who were like, well, my mom looks like that. Or they had the whole, what if your mom looks like that? Let's see if your mom looks like that. And I'm like, if my mom did, it wouldn't change my stance, right? If my mom did look like that, it wouldn't change how I felt. It would have still not been a good look. And it just came with the typical bullying or attempt to bully. I always said this too, that I believe that me being dark skinned and me also not fitting what they want the stereotypical dark skinned women to act like, look like, I don't know, like respond to them, think that also made it difficult for them to also receive that I wasn't going to apologize. Like they wanted an apology and it wasn't going to happen, right? Like that was just not going to happen. And that also obviously pissed them off more. What I didn't like, or what was contradicting about their stance, was the women who had an issue with my stance on it also tried to use the statue as so they would say things like, well, you look just like the statue. I'm like, okay, so if I look like the statue, why are you like, do you like this statue? Because you're using it in a way to like attack me now. Like you were just for the statue, but now you're using it to say you look just like the statue. So I'm like, again, y'all don't really care about the statue. Y'all, again, you just want something to be mad about, and I'll take it, So for me, it was just a mess, and like I said, I wasn't going to apologize for it. I wasn't going to come back and say I'm sorry for it. I feel like we just take the bottom of the barrel of everything, and we were just so happy to have something. Even them saying it was a dark skin statue, I'm like, it's a bronze statue. Who said it was dark skin? So for them to use it as a way to like, attack or whatever, it just was like same old typical bully Black women that do what they do, and they all gang up together, and they caught my job. I went through a lot, honestly.
No, we not gonna gloss over that. They did what, and not that I'm surprised by it. Let me just say that, because
I had to literally talk to my boss about it. Like literally, like went to emailing my boss, calling her, sending the videos, just really bringing a lot of negativity to me to attempt to try to paint this narrative that I was fat shaming and I was this and I was that and all of these things. But again, it's just even went to attacking my job. Well, you work with young girls. What do they think about this? Like all of the things, the same women who barely take care of their kids want to talk about they're afraid for my daughter. And so it just was a whole lot of just bitter, miserable. And again, if they don't get what they want, they won't stop. And that's what they wanted. And it was like either they'll die down or they'll get what they want. And it just died down because I wasn't backing down. I wasn't going to come back and, like I said, say sorry. But I had to deal with that, like literally having to go to my boss and be like, what do you
and not to pry into like the details of that, but obviously your boss eventually was like, you know what, did she just let it go, or was it just
I'll say this, Kendra, I'm a therapist, and my boss is a Black woman who owns the private practice. Black women only reached out to her because she's a Black woman. If I had worked for a white woman, they would have never emailed her. They wanted to use the victim card. They wanted to play on the, let's hope that she's a Black boss who's going to also be mad about it. And my boss didn't honestly care, to be quite honest. It was just, I did feel bad. I didn't want to bring bad publicity to the practice,
to the job,
to the job. But for her,
mm-hmm.
She supports me. She supports my platform. But I get it. Like I said, I did not want that to come to her. But you know what they'll do. Like I said, if it was a white woman on that website, they would not have emailed. They wouldn't have cared. But because they like to use she's a Black woman, let's tell a Black woman that she has this other Black, so it just went into that. So thankfully, she understood. She knows, and like I said, I I never wanted it to get to that point. But I explained to her, like, she saw the video. She was like, I don't think it's that bad. So I'm like, it's not, I didn't even, for people who are logical and are not always triggered, they don't see it that way. Right. So, but the ones who are, so it was crazy. I'm not gonna lie. It was crazy.
It sounds crazy. It sounds like they went way overboard like they usually do.
Yeah.
And so thank you for sort of telling us a little bit about that experience. The reason why I wanted you to tell me a bit about that experience is because at least part of that was very public.
Yeah.
I saw the way that they were coming for you.
Yeah.
I saw the comments, some of the comments at least. I saw how they were trying to basically bully you like they usually do. I call them hyenas. That's my word for the sisterhood. And that is what they attempt to do, try to make you fold to the foolishness that they've got going on, because they're going to mean girl you.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to be mean girls, and then we're going to, you know, try to get you either deplatformed or make you fold. Like just make you fold, just make you be like, okay, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said it, I should not have.
Right.
And they do the same thing. I keep telling my subscribers, they do the same thing to the lionesses that they do to the men.
Yeah.
Try to make you back off by bringing to bear all of these tactics, you know, these woke tactics. You can't say anything about women. You can't say anything about, you know, this fat shaming or whatever it is that they want to bludgeon you with to make you be quiet and to make you not have an opinion that is different from their opinion or different or holds them to any accountability for it. Just to speak on a little bit more on the statute, just as a touchstone for what we're really talking about here. The fact that it was a realistic representation of Black women, overweight, etc., etc. My overall stance was, that's the problem.
That's the problem. Exactly. That is the problem.
It's a realistic representation, and you should be upset about that.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. Like, we should all be upset about this, but it was because too many are that way, that it just was like, well, what's wrong with that? I don't see nothing wrong with it. I don't, you know, but we never see anything wrong with, like, just being.
And I think the problem, though, is that they do see something wrong with it.
Yeah, they do, because they use
because they fight it too hard.
Yeah,
there's something wrong with it because they get triggered by it. If this imagery of Black women, not just the statue in the middle of Manhattan, Times Square, but most of the representation of Black women, that which they uphold themselves. You know, at one point it was the Sukihanas, and at another point it was the Sexy Reds. It was all of these, you name the reality star, you know, the Zeus Network star, you know, all of these famous baby mamas. You know, they're famous because they're the baby mama of some rapper or some athlete or something like that. And all of the antics that they do online constantly. And then the constant support that they receive, because if they weren't receiving the support from the sisterhood, they wouldn't do it.
They wouldn't do it. Yeah.
There would be no reason to get online to do what? If I'm not getting attention for twerking or for acting a fool or for cussing somebody out or for fighting or for being over sexualized or whatever the problem is, whatever it is I'm doing online, if I wasn't getting the attention and the approval of the sisterhood to do this, there would be no reason for me to do that.
Yes.
My issue here, though, is, in your opinion, how did we come to this bad imagery?
I don't know. I want to say, like, I don't want to blame it on social media because I feel like it's been I mean, obviously it's been obviously much more publicized because of social media. I honestly don't even know. Like, I always ask myself, like, when did the shift happen? Like, when did we, because it changed so long ago. Like, this is not like a 10-year thing. This is like, so I honestly can't even pinpoint what was the shift. I will say that social media has definitely made it 10 times worse because now everybody has someone to connect with. Like, you've been looking for someone who's just as lazy as you, right? Or someone who's just as, like, everyone's looking for another person who's down like them. So when you see a woman who is struggling with her kids and she's barely getting dressed every day, you feel like, well, I can connect with you. But the woman who says, hey sis, let's do our hair, let's look more put together, you see her as like, oh, she thinks she's better, because you can't connect with her. So I feel like social media has allowed it to be, you see so many people who look just like you that you're like, oh, I'm good. It's a lot, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it has done it's been a weird way that everyone can connect with somebody, so no one feels like they need to change, because I have me and 50 other women in my little circle who do what I do, and I can see them and I can go on, I don't know if I'm making sense, but that's kind of what
it makes sense, because what you're really speaking to is something that I talk about at times with women and the way women socialize.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell women who aren't a part of the sisterhood, because early when you're not.
Yeah.
It as a little girl when you're not accepted into the sisterhood, even if you try to be in the sisterhood, right? Because it's like, well, all the women are over there.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that when you get over there, it's like, oh, I don't actually fit here, and the women don't accept me because I don't think this way.
Yeah.
And it's difficult for us to think that way because it doesn't feel natural. It doesn't feel normal to us.
Yeah.
It feels alien to us. And so I tell women that is, don't fight that. It hurts. And I call it the social death, dying a social death. And in this climate, we have to.
Yeah.
If we want to continue on to the trajectory of being good women, wife material, good people, sensible people, accountable people, then we have to die that social death.
Yeah.
Because to be accepted by the sisterhood isn't just being accepted by women.
Yeah.
It's being accepted into a mindset that is low vibrational, as they call it, low brow. A lot of the things that are upheld. I think I probably didn't ask you a fair question. I think the fairer question probably would have been, when did we start wholesale accepting it? The imagery has always been sort of put out there that Black women are whores, or we're somehow disloyal, or we're somehow debaucherous women. And there was a point where we didn't accept that.
Right.
To be said about us.
Right.
Our mothers and grandmothers they didn't accept that to be said. These women said they was God-fearing, church-going women. And you're not going to tell them that they out here like these hussies out here. They was not these hussies, as they call them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you couldn't tell a certain generation, a past generation of Black women, that they were hussies.
Yeah.
They didn't accept that. There was a clear divide for them. The women of the night, the women of ill repute, the women who, slept with this one's man, and, she was perpetually had a bunch of kids and was single all the time. The mainstream of women in our community didn't accept that as this is just what we are.
Yeah.
It existed, but it was like, you either gonna have to fake it to make it over here, or you gonna have to stay over there.
Yeah.
Because us over here, we're married, we have children, we have families, we go to church, we go, we try to serve God and the community and all of that kind of stuff. So we don't do that. And there was, I'm gonna I'm going to go ahead and say that we started wholesale accepting that we were whores probably somewhere in the 90s.
Yeah.
And then it supercharged with the start of reality television.
Okay.
And I'm talking about the Flavor of Love. And then going on into the Real Housewives and the Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah.
And Basketball Wives, and and all of that. I think Black women said, you know what, this is the way to be.
Yeah. No, I think I can agree with that, because I always say, like, I've told my students before, like, they would say, like, well, Miss, back in your day, and I'm like, back in your day sounds wild. Like, I'm not that old to say back in my day, but
don't let them make you old, sis.
For the sake of it, they would say things. I would say, like, the girls are very promiscuous. They have no care. They don't care who knows their business. And I would say, like, when I was in high school, I graduated high school in 2006. I'm like, when I was in high school, I would say all the time, I'm like, there's always been the girls who were much more fast, right? There was, like, people knew, but if you had ever went to her and made that comment to her or call her a whore, she was never going to own it. She was never going to just be like, yeah, I am, right? And I'm like, at that time, there was still a level of, everyone wasn't flaunting it around. But like you said, when you get into reality TV and it's just all the things that have made it, like, we're being liberated and we're accepting who we are. And it just became a thing where, like, you have kids now, teenage girls, who don't care to talk about what they did last night in front of a bunch of boys. And their idea is, who's going to judge me? So I'm like, this was not a thing. Like, this stuff has always existed, but no one was going to own up to it and publicly humiliate themselves. Like, you still had a level of shame. Like, there was some level of shame of, like, from some of the girls in my, my friend group or people that I knew, whatever. Like, I'm not going to just come out and even, I'm not proud of this. Like, there was still that, but now it's just like, you're right. It's gone. It's now, like, in order to make it, you have to do this now. That's how they see it.
That's how they see it. And that concept of making it, I want to explore that a little bit before we go on break.
Okay.
Because, and I would like your opinion on this too, on what is making it for young women. I'm going to give mine, but I'm going to open the floor for you. In your opinion, what are the young girls, the young women looking to be? What are they looking to do? What is making it for them?
Making it is literally just having money, items. Like, they idolize materialistic things, a certain type of body type. A lot of them, I've had plenty of students who talk about how they want to get their bodies done, because in their mind, if I look a certain way, forget how I act, right? They can't put together that acting a certain way is going to also help you make it. For them, it's just purely off of how you look. So making it is literally just having a certain car, a certain amount of money, and like, the whole it girl thing is what they view as, I've made it. If I'm the girl that people talk about. And I've always said that we're in a place where it don't matter if it's good or bad, as long as they're being talked about, I think that they believe that they've made it, right? Like, I'm going viral. I'm like, that to them, having viral moments has made people believe that they've made it. Like, they're waiting for that I made it moment. And that could be going viral for the most disgusting, egregious things, but they've made it in their mind.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you about that. And I'm going to add some things to that as well. Making it is getting with a certain man, getting with the rappers, getting with the athletes, and not marrying them. Mm-hmm. Not getting with them in wholesome ways, not getting with these men to be good wives to them, but getting in their circle just to have first sexual access, because I think a lot of it gets lost that the men want access to the women. The women want access to the men sexually, not just their pocket. They want access to both. They want access to what's in his pants and what's in his pants pocket.
Yeah.
At the same time, not just one or the two. they're getting with the guy for clout. He's not necessarily always getting with them for clout. They're looking for clout. They're clout chasing.
Mm-hmm.
And making it for them is being a famous man's baby mama. Not his wife, his baby mama.
Mm.
That's enough.
That's enough.
At this point, that's enough. Like you said, viral moments doesn't matter for what. It could be for something disgusting. It's never for anything positive or anything awesome. It's always for some over-sexualized act or some disgusting act or fighting or something like that. Something that is classless.
Yeah.
And making it is also, in my opinion, making the other hyenas gotta be jealous.
Oh yeah.
They gotta be jealous of you.
They gotta
be jealous of you.
Yes.
If they not jealous of you,
you ain't doing it.
You ain't doing it right.
Mm-hmm.
That they gotta have their haters.
Mm-hmm.
They gotta have the other women that they have to feel above and feel as though they're outdoing those women. You know, I got my body done. I got my BBL. You know, I can flaunt a trip.
Yeah.
That I didn't pay for. And the men are starting to humiliate them more and more.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was just a story about, I forget all their names. And she goes to a trip with a ball player, I'm not sure, and says, oh, he left me stranded because I wouldn't have sex with him on the trip. Now, first of all, beloved, you know that you are prostitute.
Yeah.
So you know that you went on the trip. You know what's up. I'm tired of y'all acting like y'all are not selling y'all bodies because that's what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You're hoeing. So you went there and you reneged on the whole part.
Mm-hmm.
He did the money part. You didn't do the whole part. So you out of there. And they take to social media, and this speaks to what you just said. Going viral doesn't matter what for.
They
get on. She got on social media to tell everybody that she was left behind because she wouldn't have sex with him. The internet dragged her, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think she cared.
Yeah.
She was just like, I'm viral.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
It doesn't matter.
Yep. Yep. And I can capitalize. How can I capitalize now off of this?
Right. How can I capitalize? What we're going to do, because we're having an awesome conversation. I'm so happy about it. What we're going to do is go on a quick commercial break. I'm going to come back. I'm going to read the super chats. And then we're going to continue this conversation because I got something to show you. But after these messages, we'll be right back. So I need everybody to go to ashkicking.com. The link is pinned to the top of the chat. If you're trying to keep your skin looking and feeling its absolute best, then you need this body butter right here. If this is going to be your first order, please take advantage of the 10% discount using the promo code Crimson at checkout. Once again, that link is ashkicking.com and it is pinned to the top of the chat. All right, I owe you guys a bam, 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 bam. You got to hit the like button, bam, bam. You got to, go ahead, hit the like button. While you're hitting the like button, also hit the subscribe button for Just a Girl Talks channel. I've posted the link into the chat for you. Thank you, Dr. Steele. So that statue looks a lot better than probably most of the hyenas who attack you. Thank you, Sister Beshua. So the primary issues that the Black Woman Collective are aware of the issues regarding the image. They don't want to be held accountable or don't want to go through the pain of change. Their comfort is paramount over everything. And I agree with you. Thank you so much, sis, for... Let's see. Thank you, Stefan. Said, why do only Black men get called fat by Black women, but nobody's allowed to call Black women fat? Shouldn't body positivity apply to us too? And theoretically, but they won't do it. Thank you, Lydell. So hats off to both of you. PS, keep fighting the good fight, ladies. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Baby Funk. Said, let the hyena sisterhood keep running their mouth. FAFO, exactly. Thank you, Bobby. You said 2 queens, and I watch and support you both. Speak a word, sisters. And thank you once again, Sister Beshua says, sad a lot of these young girls nowadays have no respect for themselves, their elders, or others. Beyond promiscuity, there are also issues with hygiene as well. Shahrazad Ali mentioned the latter. She definitely did, and thank you so much. So I wanted to show you a quick video that I don't know if you've ever seen before.
Okay.
And I want your off the cuff opinion.
Okay.
Because I saw it and I was like, oh, okay. This is what we doing.
Oh.
Look like you saw it, but we're going to let it play because I don't know if everybody else saw it.
Hey! Oh, look, you think I'm pretty?
Of course.
You want some head?
Huh?
You want some head?
Go on some head.
Yeah.
I can't say that.
Yes, you do. You know you do.
Everybody wants some head. Come on.
Right, can I give it to you? I'm the best. I'm the best.
You give good head.
I give great head.
I can't.
I give phenomenal head.
No, I don't doubt that, but I'm saying I can't say that. I can't say
You
it.
can find out though.
Huh?
I say you can find out though.
I can find out.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying I can't say that
Let's
in
go.
public. though.
But you can find out.
It's cool.
Look, no hands, I don't care.
I can't say that I doubt your head.
Right. Let's go.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey! Oh, look, you think I'm pretty?
Listen, never again.
Not loud. You're not gonna embarrass me.
I know I'm not. Listen, never again will you go to anybody.
Well, not. It's
Hold on,
not just
hear me out.
anybody.
I know that. I know that. Hear me out, though.
Duke, you gotta.
I know, but listen.
Duke,
Just hear me
you're
out, though.
Duke.
But listen,
You're Duke.
just hear me out, though.
Okay, I'm hearing you.
Listen, you hearing me? You ain't listening. Though.
Okay, I'm listening.
Look, never do that again.
You just touched my titty. I hope you know that.
No, I'm sorry. Never.
Don't
do
be
it
sorry.
again. I know, but like, never again. Keep that shit on the.
DL.
Yeah, don't nobody need to know what you're working with
Right,
until
but
they
I
find
didn't
out
say
what
it to
you're
nobody
working
else.
with. I know. Until they find out what you're working with. Yeah, that's what you feel me? Nice to meet you.
Her name is Armani, by the way. Armani, yeah.
Dude, nice to meet you.
Of course.
Listen.
Now, of course, I got my opinion. But go ahead, take the floor.
So I saw this and I was, when I say like I want to be surprised by the things that we as Black women do, but I'm not surprised. I just actually put a video up about this, and the crazy part is this was a man who was still trying to tell her, like, don't embarrass yourself like that. Like, don't, like, most men wouldn't do that. Like, he still was trying to be like that was a lot. Like, you don't need to tell nobody your business. But she was still, I was just stuck on the fact that she kept saying, you're Duke Dennis. What does that mean? Right? Like, they don't care as long as, again, the way he looks. Just, I think that they are, just to be able to get on and make your viral moment, to even say that I gave oral to Duke Dennis would be just enough. That would have been, I made it. That was what I heard. I said, wow. To her, she would have felt like she is somebody just to be able to say that I did this with him. No matter, and I just was like, she looks pretty young to me, like a younger woman, from what I saw. So I'm just like, seeing that makes me think about, like, how many young girls are going to follow this? You know, like, how many are going to, it just takes one to do it. And even her saying, I ain't tell nobody else, girl, you're on a stream. So I'm like, even that, like, they are so fanned out. So it just, like you said, it shows they have no standards. It shows that they have no requirements. It shows that they will give their bodies up to any and everybody who they feel is of a certain status. But the fact that she thought that she was in private was also like, the intelligence is just not.
The lack of intelligence, sis.
So gone.
I want to be. sometimes I'm speechless
Mm-hmm.
because the common sense that you think would have been common is just not. The ability to sort of connect the dots, as simple as the dots may be to connect, they can't do it. I heard a lot in that clip. The first thing she said was, "Do you think I'm pretty?" That's the first thing that she said. After she got through fangirling over whoever I don't know who that young man is or what he's famous for. But she fangirled out first, which many people do that upon meeting a celebrity. Fine. Okay, fine. And then the first thing she says out of her mouth is, "Do you think I'm pretty?" So that speaks to her low self-esteem.
Yeah, absolutely.
She doesn't think much of herself, which then manifests itself in the next thing that she says. So she's telling us a lot. She's telling us a lot, because when we go back, and this is why that imagery of that statue was bad, because what else is she? Off the rip.
Plus size, yep.
She plus size. This is why she's asking, "Do you think I'm pretty?" She doesn't think she's pretty.
Yeah. And you know what would have happened? Her validation of that I am, or I am up here, would have came from being able, if he would have said,
able to give him exactly. And I tell people, listen, hyenas get validation from the sex acts that men don't put any emotion into.
Yeah.
There's nothing for him to take oral from a woman.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure plenty of better looking women have done it to him because of who he is. And he let it happen. And he was happy about it. He didn't put more energy into it, because for men don't view sex the same way as women do.
Yeah.
So therefore, especially if he out and about not committed to nobody, this is just, it's fun at this point to be able to get young women and they throw themselves at you and you got the pick of the litter and you say, yeah, you and you know, y'all come up to the hotel room, right? And I'm not making this his fault. He's being a single guy.
Yeah.
America. That's who he's being. Yet he had the presence of mind to have the respect for her that she doesn't have for herself. She don't have it. She told him out of her mouth, "I don't respect myself." Okay. I don't feel very good about who I am, based probably majority on how I present to the world, how I physically look, probably some inner things that she would need to tell you about as a therapist. And that has all manifested into, I'm big. I be telling women, all that big back stuff has something to do on the inside. Nobody wants to be overweight. If you could tell a woman to choose what body she wanted, just like that, and she have it forever and ever, she would never choose a fat body. She would never choose a body with a big stomach and big arms and rolls on her back. She would never do it. Even if she don't pick a super skinny body, she ain't gonna pick that fat body. I guarantee you that. Right. And I was a fat girl, so I know fat come with a lot here that come out here. Okay, I know that without no licensing. I lived it. So no fat girl can tell me that she don't have no insecurity issues on the inside that's got her eating and not paying attention to her body. And Po Baby didn't even have a makeup on good.
No, yeah,
way too much
concealer. Yeah, it was way. Okay? Yeah, yes.
Then she told that man, "I don't think highly of me. Matter of fact, I think I'm this big, but it'll make me feel at least this big if you let me pleasure you."
Because then,
just for the sake of it.
And the crazy part about it is, she will then try to use her dating standards to almost say, to almost require a man of stature, all because you were able to give oral to this man. So now you can't date these type of men. You didn't date him. You didn't have a relationship with him.
He didn't want you.
That is how a lot of them will now try to measure what they deserve based on, and they always do. I dated him. It's like, what did you do? Did you sleep with him? Like, because dating him and sleeping with him are two different things. So they love to.
And they always was engaged.
Always.
They always was engaged.
That is definitely what would have been the blew my head up. I get to, like I said, and who cares? Who cares if I get to tell the story that I gave oral? And it's like, I don't care. Even that alone is just, like you said, that embarrassment that you don't care to embarrass yourself. You don't care to, like I said, there's no self-respect. But from that point on, again, how can I capitalize off of this? That, like, now I'm the girl. I will capitalize off being the girl who did this to Duke Dennis. Like, that will be and it can just go. Anything can make money now, which is sad. And just to be known,
a sad thing.
Yeah,
it's a sad thing. And to unpack it a little bit more, because I chose this video because of all the various layers in just these short moments.
Yeah,
if you listening carefully, you can hear it all. So we unpacked low self-esteem, low self-worth. That increasing her self-worth, at least in her mind, would be to allow for a man that is of higher status than her, than in any other world, she would not be able to touch or breathe the same air as this man. So she thinks that she's in the room with him because she can breathe the air right now, because he's doing whatever kind of promotional thing and meeting the fans. Okay. And then she tells the whole world, as it's being recorded, that she will perform oral for this man and telling him how good it is and telling him how pleased he's going to be. The next thing was on the second slide. When the correction came, she couldn't take the correction. She actually could not take the correction at all. She wouldn't be quiet long enough,
right,
to accept the very soft, very kind, gentle correction that he gave her. He talked to her like an older brother would have said.
Yeah, yes, exactly. That's definitely what it
okay. She got friends on, is what she don't know. He ain't gonna never let her do it. But he told her, and she's like, not too loud, not too loud. I'm because you're embarrassed because you said it in front of everybody. Now he can't be loud. You shouted it to the top of your lungs. And when he didn't accept it, when he tried to have the respect for you that you weren't having for yourself, and then he pulled it to the side. This the same camera rolling that was rolling when you yelled it.
Yeah, yep.
Same camera. And he's telling you, hey, don't tell this to anyone. I don't be, quiet.
She didn't want, because she didn't want to hear the no too loud.
She didn't want to hear the no loud.
She didn't want to hear the no. So for her, it was like, don't be too loud, because I know he about to say no.
Yeah.
I know he's about to say no. So don't say it too loud.
Don't say it too loud. And also, I'm already embarrassed because now I'm getting rejected. I'm getting rejected. Don't reject me as loudly as I threw myself at you.
Yeah.
And then to top it off, he's telling her, listen, don't just, you shouldn't say that to anybody, but you're not just anybody.
Right.
What?
That's why
you Duke Dennis. What? He's trying to tell you, no person, regardless of whatever status you think they got, whatever celebrity you think they got, whatever money you think they got, however fine you think they are, you should not lower yourself in front of anyone. And she couldn't receive that. She couldn't receive it. And here's the part that I want to go to for that. How do we, as Black women, in your opinion, this is kind of a twofold. how do we work to correct our image, those of us who don't participate in this? And the second part is how much of that lack of accountability and inability to take correction that she just displayed would stop the shift from occurring.
Okay. How do we change? How do we, the women who are not a part of it, add to the change? Correct? That's the question.
Yeah. How do we at least start this shift? What do we do?
So I think, honestly, we gotta, the women who do not behave this way, act this way, they gotta stop supporting it. It's way too many women who don't act this way, who don't talk this way, who don't live the lifestyles, but too many of them are still trying to be like, well, you never know, or well, I don't live this life, but I know somebody who does. It doesn't matter. So you are now, you're almost like you're excusing the behavior. So, and that's the struggle that I've had so many times of like, why are you fighting for this when you don't live this life? So I think if we are going to, we have to really just be an example and not trying to play both sides. I think too many women are trying to play both sides. Like they want to be out of the sisterhood, but they also don't want to be too far removed because they don't want to get called a pick me. Or they don't, like, so too many of them want to still be cool and not be bullied, but also don't choose to live that life. So I think that's a big problem, that the women who stand for this, who look like us and who speak like us and who have these ideas, you can't play both sides with them because it confuses them. It makes them believe that you're an ally and you're not. Or are you? So I think that is a big issue that I ran into, that too many women, they play both sides. They play both sides. Like you have married women who are advocating for single motherhood. It's like, why are you like, why are you, is it a matter of you don't want women to, you want to be the only married woman? You don't want women to come? That's kind of what I question. If you're a married woman and you have a family, you have this, why would you be telling her it's okay to be a single mom? What is internally happening with you that you feel like you should be the only married woman amongst your friend group? You should want to bring everybody with you. So I feel like that there's that, like I said, that competition that I don't know. I think that that's a big issue that they just support it. So we gotta stand on our own and not fall victim to trying to play both sides.
Okay. My thoughts on that. I believe a few years ago, I probably would have 100% agreed with that. Time, though, has shown me something a little bit different.
Okay.
There is a subset of women who do exactly what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
They play both sides. 1 minute, they're for all the traditional things, and then the next minute, well, it's up to them and they can live their lives. Mm-hmm. And why are y'all judging them? And that. What I have observed personally is that those women, even the married ones, mm-hmm. have never been lionesses. They were always hyenas.
Gotcha.
They're chameleons.
Gotcha.
They did enough to secure a relationship.
Okay.
But they are never far from the sisterhood. Their hearts are still joined.
Gotcha.
That mindset is still there. They still gravitate towards it whenever it's beneficial for them. Mm-hmm. They still seek approval from the sisterhood no matter what they do. Because I be telling people it's married hyenas. Just because you're married don't mean nothing.
Yes, absolutely.
Suki Hana is married.
Is she?
I did not know that until she got online. I saw a video today where she was like, yeah, I'm married to a man and I'm taking care of my kids and his kids and I'm cleaning the house and I ain't been outside. And somebody went and got Suki. Somebody went and got her and put her in their house. Mm-hmm. Suki with the good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was her name on Twitter, was it not? Suki with the porn videos. she has sex videos and all kind of stuff of her being disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Suki has been publicly disgusting. And she did disappear from the internet for a little bit. We didn't see a lot of Suki. Now, I don't know if she legally married or she just shacking up with the guy. Yeah. She said she was married. She said that was her man. I ain't seen no paperwork. I don't know. But that's what she said. And she ain't got that crazy weave in her hair. She ain't got that crazy makeup on. She was sitting in the car, in a regular car. Okay, talking about she cooks and cleans and do all that stuff. Somebody went and got Suki. And I'm not saying this to crap on Suki. I'm saying with her public track record,
right?
Some man got her.
You know,
they get married too.
Right. And that's my problem. That is also the thing, that because women like Suki, who we've all seen, right, how she's conducted herself and all of the things, that is what also makes the women think I can do it too. So I can be a hoe. Because Suki got married, you know, like that. Also, it only adds to them to continue to do the 3 or 4 behaviors, because it's so many examples of how they can feel like, oh, well, she still found a husband, or she did this or she did that. So it's like, Suki doing it, great, you know, if that's what happened, but it only makes them continue to think I can do what she did, degrade myself, disrespect myself, and a man is going to marry me. But it's like, that's not the average man. And what kind of man is he that married her? Like, you know,
that's the key. What kind of man is that thought he was going to? Because she said to herself, she said, you can turn a hoe into a housewife. She know who she is.
Right.
Suki's very comfortable with who she is. She said that, and I believe her.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on away from her, because I was just using her as an example.
No, I get what you're saying. No, that's a great point.
So, in my opinion, what I've seen is the women who really don't support that, they don't support
it
at all.
Yeah.
But it's so, the non-support is quiet. It's quiet because
it's very quiet.
Because it's like, and I've noticed, and I'm starting to say this in my content, that whatever the lionesses are doing, the hyenas come hijack it.
Mm-hmm.
So we do separate.
Mm-hmm.
And then here they come with their foolishness to hijack anything that we did. Just like recently, I have been talking about the whole concept of healing yourself and making sure that you've addressed past trauma, you know, so that you can show up as a better person in life and in your relationships. And I said, you know, Lionesses was talking about that. It didn't get that traction.
Right.
Only when the level up, we got to level up. So you got to go on your healing journey crew. Decided to talk about a healing journey. And then that's when it became BS. And so now I said a lioness can't even say she healing.
Right.
Because now that's BS.
Yes. Everybody's healing. It's like, how long you going to be healing? You know, how long? Y'all been healing for about 5 years. No, that's a really, really great point that you say that, because now it makes sense as to like, what is wrong with you? You know, but like you said, that you're just a chameleon, and you're somebody who, you know, you have certain things, but like you say, your heart is still there, your mind. Because I'm like, it's no way that you're somebody's wife. Like, there's no way that this is how you think and speak. But like you said, when you are, that is just your people. You know, you just had a man who, you know, decided to marry you. Cool. But like you said, your heart and your mind is still, that is where you lie. And I had to very much realize that, especially with TikTok and all the hate that came with, like, it ain't just the single women, it's these married women too. Like, it's all of them, you know, if they all have a certain thought process. Yeah, that's a really, I definitely can agree with that for sure.
Yeah. So that's one of the things that sort of slightly shifted for me, because like I said, a few years ago, I was there with you, like, you know what I'm saying, why are these women together? And then I realized they're not supporting it. The hyenas are married. The hyenas are still online. The hyenas these are the women who can somehow keep a relationship together. We don't know in what condition.
Right.
And then, but they still come out and tell young women girl, have fun in your 20s. What?
Mm-hmm.
What are you saying? Why are you telling these young women that they should have a hoe phase?
Right.
That's not really a phase. Because if you can hoe, and I've said this before, hoeing is not the act of a lot of promiscuous sex. It's whatever is in your mind that precedes that. The sex is the symptom of whatever's broken inside of you that you looking for, that you searching for your own value or whatever it is. Just like that young lady searching for her value on her knees in front of a man that she perceives as better than her. That's not gonna make you better, Bookie, but you don't get better by orally servicing a man that you think is better than you. And so that's just to sort of wrap it up, because we're gonna wrap this up.
Okay.
But I want to give you your final chance to have your final thoughts. Anything that you want to say, you got the floor.
I mean, I think for me, my I guess my worry and my fear is I don't know when this is going to change. You know, I fear that there will just be us like uniting and trying to make the majority of the women being lioness. I don't know if I will live to see that, unfortunately, you know. And I think that I wish that there were more, because I've gotten a lot of messages and DMs from women who say like they tried to fight the fight, they got bullied, they're too afraid. I mean, that really is unfortunate, because I think that if more women were not so afraid, or they didn't want to, you know, it takes a lot to come on and do this. I just think there's so much love for the negativity. There's so much acceptance for us to behave this way, to act this way, so I know that I'm the eyeball, and I've had to just accept that, and I'm okay with that. Like I don't want to be a part of the sisterhood, because I was very much naive at one point in time. I was like, I thought everybody was so great and so good, and let's bring Black women together and let's have a great time. But you got to realize, like, everyone is not you, and I had to learn that quickly. But it was still sad. It was like, damn, like these are the women who, like, you know, like, why are you mad at me? Or I don't even know that you're jealous of me. I have no idea why you would feel a way about me. So I think with social media and just this, like I said, that need to make it or feel like I made it. I don't know. I just, like I said, I am terrified for my son, and I pray hard for my son to one day. I would love him to have a Black wife, and I would have a black daughter-in-law. But I just be like, man, oh man, like, what is this going to look like for him in another 5 to 10 years if we keep going on in this direction? Like, that is, to me, it's like, I don't know how we really change this, honestly. Like, I just don't know what is it going to take. Yeah, I don't know. And that's the part that I think I'm stuck at. Like, what is it going to take for us to wake up and get it? Because it ain't, death don't change nothing. People going to, like, nothing is changing anything, you know, like nothing is really, it's only amplifying it. Like, it just makes them get more ammo. And it's like, I don't know. So I'm like, I just think we got to just continue to, like, women like yourself, myself, we just got to continue to speak on it. And use it in a way that we can, because I do believe that somebody's going to get it. Someone is going to get it, and many people do get it. You know, I don't want to ever discredit the people who do get it. But yeah, yeah, it's just a lot. It is a lot.
It is a lot. And before I read these super chats, because I'm gonna let that be the very last thing that I do, but it's one of the things, first of all, is sad. It is sad that women who look like me carry such a negative stigma. We're basically wearing the scarlet letter everywhere that we go. Even those of us who do not participate, because we're Black women, we're seen a certain way, or we're expected to behave or think a certain way, and that way is negative more often than not. We're expected to be loud. We're expected to be angry. We're expected to be uncouth and classless and not have any sense and not be able to articulate or not be able to be pleasant or not be able to be feminine or not, that's expected of us. And within that expectation, because that's expected, women such as myself, such as yourself, other ladies who have come forward to speak out about it, we are often accused of pandering to the men.
Yeah.
We're often accused of saying things just to get some accolades from a man. Both of us have this. We got one man we looking for accolades from.
That's it. I promise.
Okay? One man we're looking for. I ain't looking for accolades from no man, nowhere else. So I got the man that I'm looking for validation from. We already married him. That has never been the point. That's never been the driving force behind saying what we're saying. It's not to get brownie points from the guys. Because I got brownies at the house.
Yeah.
Okay. I got brownies at the house. We're saying it because we care about the women who are doing it. But not only the women who do it, but you cast a bad light to the women who don't.
Exactly. You make us
you're casting that bad light to me. I gotta walk around. My sisters gotta walk around who don't participate in this foolishness. Not online, not in real life, not at work, not at school. We don't participate in the foolishness, period. And we don't get to do what other women get to do. White women, there are ratchet white women.
Yes.
Bottom of the barrel white women. The white women who aren't get to be in their femininity quietly. And they are automatically separated from the ones that don't.
Right.
Black women do not have, we are unique in the fact that we don't have that luxury.
Yeah.
We don't have the luxury to be quietly feminine and live our life and don't associate with the hyenas because the hyenas got the microphone.
Yes.
And so therefore, everything that they say is somehow projected onto everybody else. So now, the lionesses got to speak. But sometimes, when you argue with a fool, can't nobody tell the difference from a distance now. I don't know who's who. So this is the quandary. We're not doing this for brownie points from the guys. We're saying women have to get it together. And the hyenas can't come.
They can't.
Because I've said this so many times. I don't even try to help hyenas. I don't help hyenas. This is not a hyena rehab.
Yeah.
I'm talking to the lionesses who are caught in the boneyard.
Yeah.
That's who I'm talking to.
Yeah.
Women who have sense that don't know that they have a place to go and that they don't have to be a part of the so-called sisterhood and doing all this food. They don't have to do that. They can be women on their own. And they don't have to have that. That's not a sisterhood anyway. It's fake anyway, because they'll tear your head off as soon as you don't go with what they trying to go with, no matter what, because they get all this love for a black woman and then can't wait to talk crap about a black woman that don't do what they do and think how they think and agree with the foolishness that is going on with them. So that's my whole thing. We're saying what we're saying because it's necessary to be said. Black women have to hear it from another black woman that we know you don't fit in the boneyard. You've been feeling that since you was a 5-year-old girl. There's a reason for that. You're not odd. You're not crazy. There's a reason that you don't fit because you're not supposed to fit. And don't me mind the women over there. We're not minding them. They mind and they chose their side. As far as I'm concerned, they chose their side. They chose to be in this foolishness with a whole lot of warning. It's not like there has not been warning after warning for generations now. So nobody's stupid. Yeah. You just want to be over there. You want to twerk. You want to, do all of this other stuff. You want to do that. You think that that's something in it, of some value in it. That's on you. But what we're not going to do is let you have the mic anymore, at least not unchallenged. Somebody got a challenge. 30 some years ago, Shahrazad Ali challenged you. We back. We back.
No, true. They hate it. They hate it. So like you said, the hyenas cannot. They just can't. That's why, like you said, it's like no. It's like people think you're talking to them. It's like I'm not even talking to you. Like I don't even know why you over here. I'm talking in general to people who want to get it, and they always make it about them. It's like, why are you talking about us? I'm not talking to you. You know, I'm not talking to that group of women, but you know,
they think you're talking to them just because they get triggered. That's not my problem.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and read these super chats. Thank you, C. Urban. I love the message, Sister Kendra. We see you out here in Germany. Your message is necessary. Thank you so much. Thank you, Frederick said, well, you two lionesses, hyenas don't stand a chance. Dirty back feet. Look out. Thank you, High Tolerance. If men were honest from the jump, we wouldn't have these problems. Entertaining women you have no desire to be with, other than to get some rocks off, can lead to bigger problems. No pun intended. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And let's see. Thank you, Bakish, for your super sticker. I appreciate you as well. Let's see. Thank you. E305, been a member for 14 months. Said Kendra and Just a Girl together is amazing. Live. Keep up the great work, Kendra. Salute to the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you, Pop Light Browns. Are not good enough. Not enough good women are actively pushing back against hyena behavior. Thank you, Christina. Said what a lioness is supposed to do when lionesses are telling hyenas what they are doing and how they are operating. The hyenas don't listen. They not listening. We not talking to them. We don't say. Thank you. 52 says salute, beautiful ladies. Salute. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let's see. Essential entities. Thank you. Peace and blessings to the family. Salute the truth 100%. And thank you again, Sister Beshua said this is cultural reversal in the worst way. Being seen as a pariah for being honorable women seems crazy to me. Definitely, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Miss Janine from Just a Girl Talk. Once again, her link is in the chat. Please show your support by going and subscribing to her channel and supporting the young lady and her message. We lionesses need all of the support that they can get. Thank you once again. Bashua said cooking and gardening should become more popular than twerking and BBLs. Let's make it happen. So once again, I'd like to thank you for showing up and having this wonderful conversation with me. Thank everyone for coming and showing their support. I appreciate you all as usual. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimson.
Thank you.